How to identify materials with chemical spot tests. Imagine holding a tiny piece of a mysterious material and wanting to know what it is without fancy machines. That's where chemical spot tests come in handy. They are quick, simple ways to figure out what a material is just by applying a few drops of special chemicals and watching what happens. These tests are like tiny chemical experiments that can tell you a lot about the material's makeup. They are especially useful when you need answers fast or don't have access to complex lab equipment. To start, you take a small sample of the material. You can either put a tiny amount directly on a clean surface or mix it with a few drops of a reagent. Reagents are chemicals designed to react with specific substances. When they react, they produce visible signs like a color change, a solid forming, or even gas bubbling out. For example, if you see a bright purple color after applying a reagent, it could mean the presence of certain metal ions. These reactions are like clues that help identify what the material is made of. There are two main ways to do these tests. One is microchemical testing, where you carefully remove a tiny piece of the material and test it with reagents. This method is good for small samples that you don't want to damage. The other is pretreatment testing, where you test directly on the surface of the material. This helps you see how the material reacts to chemicals in real-world conditions. For inorganic materials, reactions often involve forming a precipitate, which is a solid that appears when certain chemicals combine. For example, adding a reagent called potassium ferrocyanide to a sample containing copper ions will produce a blue precipitate. This reaction helps confirm the presence of copper. Similarly, reactions with acids or bases can produce gases or color changes that tell you what elements or compounds are present. Using chemical spot tests can help you understand why a product failed or why a mechanical part broke down. If you find unexpected elements or contaminants on a broken part, it could point to corrosion, contamination, or incorrect material use. For example, if a steel part shows signs of rust or corrosion, a spot test might reveal the presence of iron oxides or other compounds. This information can guide repairs or prevent future failures. While these tests are straightforward and cost little, they mainly give you a yes or no answer about the presence of certain substances. For more detailed analysis, you might need advanced tools like X-ray fluorescence or optical emission spectrometry, which can tell you exactly how much of each element is present. But for quick checks and initial investigations, chemical spot tests are a reliable and handy tool. In short, identifying materials with chemical spot tests involves applying specific chemicals to small samples or surfaces and watching for reactions. These reactions reveal what the material is made of, helping you understand failures and breakdowns in the real world.